Gareth Dean, and one thing Brackley do have when you look through that team is they've got a real good experience to them, don't they?
Yeah, it's still the same names. Lewis in goal, Dean at centre-half, Goodger's a experienced campaigner back here after a few years at Solihull, Murrumbedzi in midfield. Numbers are diminishing of that excellent Brackley side of recent years, but there's still some big names, big experienced names there, so still going to be a tough ask for United this afternoon.
And what Boston will take hope from is the win that Boston got at home last year against Brackley, when Brackley were flying and on a really good run of form.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday night from memory. United won 1-0. I think it was a Tom Nixon only goal of the game, but Brackley were pretty good that night, as they often are. But like you say, it's fine margins in these games. United couldn't hang on last week to the 3. Hopefully they can get something positive here this afternoon.
So it's going to be Boston who will get us underway, kicking from right to left. Left to right, sorry, Boston, as we look at it. And hopefully it'll be a good day for the Pilgrims and they can go and pick up the 3 points. Great to have football on after the cold weather. We did doubt whether the game would go ahead, but we're looking good. We're ready to go. And as I say, hopefully we can get 3 points for Boston, then getting us underway here on Hope and Glory. It's Boston against Brackley. Rob Makepeace, Craig Singleton, your commentary team, as the ball goes out of play, and it will be a Boston United throw.
Yeah, just looking, I think it's going to be a 4-4-2. I think you're going to see Satona over here on the right, Keaton Ward over the other side on the left, and 2 up front. So pretty attacking from United today. Dylan Hill in the middle of midfield with Jordan Richards, giving that solid base for United to build on, but I don't think there'll be many goals.
No, we'll wait and see what is going to happen here. It will be a Brackley throw then, down in the left back position with Ricardo Calder, plays it forward. Dylan Hill heads it, but it goes behind him, comes off Zach Mills, and it will be another Brackley throw for Calder to take. Former Lincoln City loanee, had a very short spell with the Imps in their promotion season from the National League. Headed on by Newton. Headed away by Boston once again. Dylan Hill goes up, gets a barge in the back from Murrumbedzi, and that will be a Boston United free kick, and certainly plenty of height in that Brackley team.
Danny Newton's got the best beard I've ever seen in National Mill. Thought Michael Bostwick was
he was up there,
got a good one, but
yeah.
It's a magnificent effort from Danny Newton.
Bostwick's got rid of his for a while, hasn't he? But that could be the battle of the beards, couldn't it, between the two? But yeah, it's flapping in the wind, isn't it, as he's running towards the ball. Boston have it on the halfway line as Nicholson just slips over, and it will be a Brackley throw. The dugouts opposite us here at Brackley. So a long walk for the two management teams for the changing rooms areas. As Brackley have it go long
Not
again.
Slipping.
Not a slipping at the moment. Another long ball forward, looking for Morgan Roberts in a battle with Brad Nicholson, and that will be a throw. But yeah, that will be a concern, won't it? The amount of players that are slipping earlier.
Yeah, Nicholson did it, and then I think Lilly and Hazel in the same motion both ended up on the ground next to each other. It's just make you wonder, doesn't it, if it's going to have an impact on the game itself later on. But so far so good. There's a bit of a white gleam to the pitch, isn't there?
I don't want to think about the fact we might not get
I've walked
to the
on
end.
the pitch. It seemed very good for football, so got no initial concerns, but it's just the amount of players that have lost their footing in this first couple of minutes.
Yeah, as the ball is out for a Cameron Gregory has to chuck it long. It was claimed by him in his penalty area from the throw. Hazel now tries to take it down for Boston, goes back to Nicholson, looks to go long forward to Jimmy Knowles, cleared away by Brackley. Nicholson wins the header once again, flicked further forward into the midfield area now to Hazel, who looks to lay it across to the right hand side. Good ball into Zach Mills. Satana is just in front of him. Satana gets it now for Boston, the loanee, looking to use a little bit of skill, a little bit of pace. Challenge comes in on it. It's a fair one from Murrumbedzi, picked up by Richards though, out to Mills once again, looking to take on his man. Zach Mills gets through one challenge, now looking to take on Calder. It falls to Satona, edge of the penalty area, lines up the left-footed shot. It was well blocked, but it's fallen nicely now for Brad Nicholson, edge of the penalty area. He goes back to Keaton Ward. Brackley getting players behind the ball. Boston just have to recycle it for the moment. Out to Richards once again, and now to Satona. Back to Richards, and Boston having to work it all the way back to centre half, but that was neat football down the right-hand side from the Pilgrims.
Yeah, Mills skipped round his man, didn't he? I think he actually lost control as he did, but the ball fell nicely for Satona. He got the shot away, blocked, and then Nicholson opted not to take the shot, and United just sort of retreated a couple of yards, but throw into Brackley just ends a little positive minute or so for United there.
Yeah, it does. It's a chilly afternoon. Boston fans partly in the terrace to our right-hand side, which the Pilgrims are attacking in this first half. It's a hodgepodge of about 6 different stands, it feels, here at Brackley. It's little bits and pieces dotted around the
and this
ground.
is probably the first time we've been in a while where there's not been a new bit since the last visit, because there's a stand pops up every so often. Always trying to make improvements to the place.
Yeah, last time I was here, so it was just after they had the fire at the clubhouse, and they've rebuilt it all behind where we're sat, and it's a brilliant facility they've got now.
Yeah, it's a really impressive facility that they've got behind us. They were devastated by that fire a few years ago, but it's not worked out too bad for them in the end. They've got a lovely new facility, and I know they make a lot of use of it, as United do, from their facilities during the week.
Throw for Boston, not missing any of the action. 5 minutes in here on Hope and Glory. It is Brackley 0, Boston United 0. Ball is with Cameron Gregory. On ball looking for Satona. Can't win the header up against Dean. It falls back to Michael Boswick. Just off balance, plays the pass to Hill. It then goes back to Cameron Gregory. Good to see Dylan Hill in a more regular position as well. He's been Mr. Utility for Boston United this season. He's filled in a number of different positions, but back in what we would call his natural midfield position, as again Brackley's ball forward comes to nothing.
Yeah, and I think last week against Chorley was the first time he'd actually started a game in the middle of midfield. Even when he has played a little bit further forward, he sort of played out wide, or even as part of a front 2 or 3 at Colville a couple of weeks ago. But real chance for him now to stake a claim and make a name for himself as a regular starter in his favoured position. Yeah,
there's long ball forward from Brackley, one that Gregory comes out of his area to play the pass short to Zach Mills, deals with that danger, very calm from the bright orange Cameron Gregory today. Real vibrant colour in the Boston United goal. We're not going to worry about not seeing him, as Hazel now plays the ball forward for Keaton Wood. Good football from Boston, looking to play it through to Knowles. Satana gets it edge of the penalty area, out wide to Mills. Can Boston create the first opportunity? The game calls a handball. Nothing given.
Thought he used both hands. Ricardo Calder.
Yeah. To say, that was one of those that he looked quite sheepish as well, didn't he?
Yeah, as he turned
hit him, yeah.
I thought that was going to be given, but...
Oh, it's a mistake from Nicholson, and it's let Brackley in behind here. They've got 3 players forward looking to play it across the area. Good covering defending, though, by Leake. Will go out for a Brackley corner, but straight away you can see the narrow margins of National League North encapsulated in 30 seconds.
Yeah, penalty appeal at one end. Brackley break extremely quickly to win themselves a corner less than 30 seconds later. It's fine margins, as we saw last week with the late concessions against Chorley.
So it will be a corner for Brackley. That's to be played into the penalty area. Going to be a right-footed outswinger from the right, played into the box, not properly cleared by Boston. It's still bouncing around in the area, and then it finally does make its way through to Cameron Gregory, and he'll look to set Boston on the attack straight away with Keaton Ward. Satona to his right. Ward continuing to run now deep inside the Brackley half. Still no pressure on him, and he gets the pass wrong out to Satona, who's just managed to keep it in, though. Satona still with it, looks to cross it left-footed. It's headed away at the near post and out for a Boston United throw, and Keaton Ward almost had too much time to think, didn't he, for the pass?
Yeah, like you say, he wasn't pressured and then misplaced his pass. That was the disappointing bit. It gave Satana a lot to do. Got a ball in of sorts that was blocked. United recycling it now back in their own half, but quick counter from the corner, just didn't really maximise it.
8.5 minutes played. It is still goalless between Brackley and Boston. No goals in our other games as well. Gainsborough Trinity against FC United and Spalding at Harbour. It was a mistake there from Dylan Hill. Means it'll be a Brackley throw to be taken by Calder, who had that handball decision go his way, not given. Goodger goes back to his goalkeeper, Danny Lewis. Out towards the right-hand side now for Brackley. Ward putting on a bit of pressure, blocks the ball forward there from Tommy O'Sullivan. And it will be a throw for Brackley. Lily will take. No goals in the other National League North games this afternoon so far. Hereford against Scunthorpe and Rushall taking on Blythe.
They're the only two more to survive.
They are.
I know there was a couple off because of the... Well, no, probably only one off because of the FA Cup, spending more in Alfreton, but...
Yeah, not many surviving the weather today, that is for sure. Another throw for Brackley. They're just making their way down that right-hand side.
I didn't think this would. I'd convinced myself, and I think everybody else had this morning, that it was going to be off. But
yeah, as I say, when I saw the message that it was on, to say I was in a bit of a rush would be would be an understatement to get my winter clothes out, because I was expecting a nice warm afternoon in the studio, but happy to be out watching football, of course, and a chance for Brackley to put the long throw into the penalty area, which they do now towards the near post. Hazel heads it only across the area, and it is a finish for Brackley. It's Zach Lilly with the right-footed effort, puts it into the bottom left-hand corner. Boston unable to defend the set piece, and it's Brackley who have the lead 1-0.
Yeah, it was a long throw into the box. United didn't deal with it, and I think it was Lilly, wasn't it? The centre half has swivelled nonchalantly, like an experienced centre forward with that finish. Gives Brackley an 11th minute lead.
Yeah, Boston just not able to defend. It came through the fact that it was a Jacob Hazel header, wasn't it, who almost set it up.
Yeah, he's going to try and head it clear. It's just dropped nicely for Lilly, who's swivelled and fired into the far corner. Didn't actually see it enter the net. There's a stanchion in the way, but...
Goal scorer for Brackley Town, number 19, Zach Lilly! Zach Lilly is sponsored at home by Bo Layton.
Talloy announcer very happy with that goal for Zach Lilly. So Boston with a 0-0 down, but they do have a free kick midway inside the Brackley half. First chance really for Leake and Boswick to get themselves into the penalty area. Going to have to be a floated ball in this from Keaton Ward, who delivers it in. It's towards the penalty spot, headed away only to the edge of the area. So Turner goes for the effort. It's going to take a deflection, and it just took the pace off it and made it easy for Danny Lewis to come and gather in the end. But Satona's looked lively so far, hasn't he? He's just picking up the ball, kind of edge of the penalty area, and is finding a little bit of space. Yeah,
they've just got to try and get him the ball in decent areas where he can have an impact, hasn't he? I thought he'd probably be a player that would do well for United on the road, because if they do have a little bit less of the ball away from home and play a little bit more on the counter-attack, but that's probably from games being in the lead or at 0-0, not necessarily 1-0 down, because Brackley are maybe just going to sit slightly deeper now, but United are going to have to make total advantage of these counter-attacks when they come along and get people like Satona into good areas.
Big thud was when Ricardo Calder smashed the ball against the Hornings. He was frustrated he couldn't keep it in. Boston have a throw right in front of us. Mills plays it back into Dylan Hill, who then goes across to Leake. Hill, having plied his trade not too far up the road at Northampton Town. Now Satona has it for Boston. Got Murren-Bedsey for company. Played inside for Dylan Hill. Just gets dispossessed as the mist just starts to make its way down here at Brackley. Certainly the far side of the pitch is viewable at the moment, but that might not be a case in a few minutes' time, as there's a slip again from the Brackley goal scorer Lilly. Boston in possession on the halfway line. Across to Michael Boswick, as Scunthorpe have taken the lead at Hereford by a 0-0. Scunthorpe signing the lease for Glanford Park this week. So Boston will be heading there in around a month's time. Not too long to go.
They've done a great job, to be fair to Michelle and the new owners, because when they took over I couldn't quite see how they were going to sort of do a deal with David Hilton on the football side and Peter Swan on the ground, but she's managed both, so fair play. Keeps the iron going and in with a really strong chance of promotion this season.
And Dylan Hill's just been caught in midfield. He's just limping ever so slightly. Boston with options on the bench today, midfield options in particular. Strong, as the ball's flicked on by Ward, looking for Jimmy Knowles. Ward goes up to win it again, now with Dylan Hill. Plays it out to the right on the halfway line with Zach Mills. He's looking for an option, looks for Hazel down the right. Looked like he'd just maybe been tripped, but the offside flag had gone up anyway. And it will be a free kick for Brackley, and Boston trailing by a 1-0.
Yeah, not been much in the game so far, has there? Really, neither keeper called upon. United probably had that big penalty shout that they'll feel a little bit aggrieved about, but first effort on target for either side is a goal. It's one that United will feel they probably should have dealt with better. It was a long throw in. Hazel got his head on it, just dropped nicely, and Zach Lilly playing at right back, I think today, is finished it like a seasoned centre forward.
Now, Mark Bonner was sacked by Cambridge in midweek. They're on a poor run. They didn't play very well against Lincoln. He must be sat at home thinking, in fact, we'll pick up that in a moment, because it's Brackley with a chance. Edge of the penalty area, and they've scored from absolutely nothing. Morgan Roberts passed the ball, and he hit it low, left-footed into the bottom right-hand corner. And the Pilgrims have got a lot to do. They're 2-0 down in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was a goal of simplicity, wasn't it? Played into the feet of Morgan Roberts inside the penalty area, and a good driven finish across Cameron Gregory. No chance for the United keeper. Brackley Town 2 goals to the good. Well, we were saying it was a fairly even game, but they've certainly taken charge of it in these last 3 or 4 minutes.
They have.
Morgan Roberts is sponsored by Eddie and Chris Tyler.
So Boston 2-0 down here. There's been 2 chances in this game, hasn't there? 2 chances, 2 goals.
Yep, that's pretty much it. United haven't really created anything yet. Brackley have had the 2 chances. One, kind bounce for ball from a long throw. Second one, a nicer move. And a good finish on the end from Morgan Roberts.
So not good for the Pilgrims. 2-0 down here at Brackley. Ball out with Boston on the left-hand side with Jimmy Knowles, who's been a peripheral figure in this game so far, as is his strike partner Jacob Hazel. He doesn't get the decision. I was talking about Cambridge. They sacked the manager in midweek. They're 3-0 up in the FA Cup already in 15 minutes.
I was wondering what point you were trying to make about Cambridge. I was trying to think if Mark Bonner was here.
No, Cambridge 3-0 up in the FA Cup against Fleetwood, so League One against League One in that as well. So Fleetwood not having a good first 17 minutes. Neither are Boston United. 2-0 down though, the Pilgrims. And just feeling like for that second goal they were just so open. As well as now Satona goes down the left-hand side looking to use his pace. Got Hazel in the box. He crosses it in. He will get Boston United a corner. Satona's done a flip over the advertising hoarding. Hopefully he's okay. He's just reappearing here. It was electric pace from Satona.
Yeah, he's done well. He switched over onto that left-hand side now. United played a quick corner. I don't know if that was the wisest move in the world.
No, because they've not been able to get across into the box here. But Richards has worked it across to Michael Boswick. Now into the edge of the penalty area to Nicholson. Now tries to play it to Satona. And Brackley are able to clear. And that did feel like a waste for Boston United. Picked up by Hill on the halfway line to Mills. Back to Dylan Hill once again. Looks for the right-footed ball. Clipped into the penalty area. And that's going to be catching practice for the goalkeeper. Although he's been caught by Brad Nicholson there. Does Hereford go 2-0 down against Scunthorpe? Yeah,
the problem going to Brackley is every season they're tight defensively. I think you can count most of United's wins against Brackley. They've always been 1-0. It was 1-0 at home last season. It was 1-0 here when Keenan Ferguson scored. It was 1-0 at the only ever win at York Street. They don't give many away. So you're struggling when you concede not once but twice to Brackley early on, because that just suits them down to the ground. They love defending. Gaz Dean, Alex Goodger, those types, and it's going to be more than a mountain to climb from here, unfortunately, for United.
Yeah, just the 17 goals conceded by Brackley so far this season, and it was Brad Nixon, wasn't he? He went up for the challenge with the goalkeeper, and
I didn't think he'd done a great deal wrong, had he? Really?
The referee's going to call him over here. I wonder what the decision's going to be here. Whether it's just going to be a conversation with Nicholson. I think it is, yeah. Daniel Lewis back on his feet.
Yeah, I genuinely like to think it wouldn't be anything more than that. It was just an attempt to try and win the ball. Goalkeepers are protected species at times, aren't they? Definitely a foul, but nothing more than that.
So, just a break in play here. 19 minutes in, Boston trailing through Zach Lilly's 11th minute opener, which was a really accomplished finish into the bottom left-hand corner, and then Morgan Roberts picked up the ball edge of the penalty area, left-footed drive into the bottom right. The difference at the moment, and it feels like we could maybe, Craig, pray for the mist and the fog.
There is that.
It feels like that kind of afternoon.
If
If there's going to be any way for Boston United to get back into this game, I think we're relying on the weather, because here come Brackley forward once again. Boswick in with a challenge. Brackley got a corner, and it's every time, isn't it? It's the forward players are running in behind the centre half and the full back, and that's where Brackley are causing real issues.
Yeah, and looking at the stats before the game, Danny Newton scored 10 in 20 this season, so he's got a pretty good goal record to match a pretty impressive beard, so he's not even had a sight of goal yet.
No, he's not really had a touch of the ball, has he? But his side are 2-0 up and looking to get a third with their second corner of the afternoon. Ball played in towards the near post again. The player's completely unmarked. It's clipped towards the far post, headed away by Boston. Not fully cleared though. Another chance for Newton. He's done a bit of an air kick and it is finally cleared away by Boston. Calder tries to head it back forward. It's out towards the right-hand side now to the number 18, O'Sullivan. All the time in the world to get across, and it's Newton with a header. It's a good save, but the second one, is it saved? It is. Cameron Gregory. What a save that is. Reaction save. Look for all the world like that was going to be 3-0 Brackley, and somehow Cameron Gregory has kept Boston United in this game.
Yeah, Newton come alive, hasn't he? First effort, Danny Newton. Second effort, even better save from Alex Goodyear. Cameron Gregory has kept United at 2-0. That's bad enough, 2-0, but 3-0 would have been game over. And United have a big debt to pay to their goalkeeper there.
Yeah, tactically they need to change something here, don't they? Because they are being cut apart with relative ease. And it's the same passage of play that's doing it.
Yeah, it is. Like you say, they've got some reasonable players up there in Newton and Roberts, and they're being fed in from good areas and causing United all sorts of problems.
So the Pilgrims 2-0 down here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Still no goals in Gainsborough Trinity's game at the North-Home against FC United and Manchester, and also Grantham Town's, not Grantham Town's game, Graham Cowell is usually covering Grantham Town, but he's with Spalding United today at Harborough. Ball played forward again by Brackley, and again there's space for Roberts to move forward into. He's on his own at the moment. Boswick in with a challenge, but once again it is the same ball being played by Brackley over the top, and Boston are just not dealing with it.
It's into that area, isn't it, between Leake and Nicholson predominantly, that United have been caused some issues. Boswick's having to come across. It's opening plenty of space up for Brackley. And it's O'Sullivan here to launch another long throw in. That's where United's problem started in the 11th minute, when one of these missiles came into the box. Didn't defend it on that occasion. They'll need to do better as this one comes in. Yeah,
Boston leaving two players forward, waiting for the long throw to come in now, which it does. Again, Hazel's going to try and win it. It's kneed away by Leake, and that'll be another Brackley corner.
Yeah, United defended that one better, didn't they? Still not entirely convincingly, but better. But again, another corner coming in from O'Sullivan.
Yeah, sense of inevitability that a third goal is coming maybe for Brackley here. They've been dominant. They've already got two. Corner comes in once again. It's another chance and another free player. Newton this time didn't make the contact you would have wanted, but when you talk about set pieces, every single time Brackley are finding a free man.
Yeah, and that's probably about the third time that they've failed to make a proper contact. That's a let-off for itself for United. Sooner rather than later, you think if they keep getting these set pieces, they're gonna get a proper effort on goal.
Pilgrims 2-0 down. Rob Makepeace, Craig Singleton, your commentary team here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Gregory plays it out to the left-hand side now to Leake. Looks up, moves forward. Free header for the captain for Brackley, Dean. And Boston United have almost turned into a front four at times, with Hazel and Knowles centrally and Ward and Satona out wide, but none of them are really having an impact.
They're not getting enough of the ball, are they? They're not winning the ball and feeding those wide players who in turn could probably feed Hazel and Jimmy Knowles. Been all Brackley, hasn't it, since pretty even 11 minutes up until the goal, but since then the next 13 minutes have been entirely bossed by the home side, who've got that 2-0 lead.
And it will be a goal kick for Cameron Gregory to take. Boston United fans down to our right hand side, probably not too happy with what they've seen so far. Hazel tries to win the flick on, but again picked up by O'Sullivan for Brackley. He plays it long, headed away by Leake. And there's a foul on Jimmy Knowles, and it is a chance now for Boston United with the free kick maybe to get forward, but Ward just plays it short into Richards, and Boston are not taking the chances of loading the penalty area. It feels like that kind of afternoon, doesn't it? When you're 2-0 down.
Just going to say they've taken that far too quickly.
Chuck it in the box.
They don't get any height up to support Hazel.
Here comes Satona down the right hand side. He has to cut back though. Murrumbedzi on him. Played back to Hill. Now to Mills. Dylan Hill has it on the halfway line. Satona and Boston have worked it. They've kept the hold of the ball, but I don't know, Craig, at 2-0. You're 2-0 down. Just put a bit of pressure, isn't it? Even if you get yourself a corner or something out of it, just put a bit of pressure on that back line for Brackley, because they're strolling.
The free kick, like you say, was an opportunity to do that. It was well over the halfway line, wasn't it? A chance to just put a ball into the box, see where it drops. Even if you don't get an initial contact on it, you could pick a second ball up and potentially get a shot away. But Keaton Ward was adamant he wanted to play that quickly into Jordan Richards, and really the chance was lost at that point because they were just crowded out by Brackley.
Leake plays it forward, cleared away by Brackley, not once but twice. Boston trying to win it on the halfway line. Hill just knocks it back for Boswick. Long chip ball forward, again comfortably headed away by Brackley. Hazel does try and flick it on this time. Satona doesn't go into the challenge. Richards has it, plays it out to Mills on the halfway line. Now Mills looking to set Knowles off down the right hand side. Plays the ball in first time into the penalty area, missed by a couple of Brackley players. And then panicked clearance from Brackley. Knowles fighting for it. Goes out of play for a Brackley throw as Rushall lead Blythe 1-0.
Yeah, decent little passage of play from Boston. Then referee awarded them a throw, but he's been overruled by his assistant. It's a Brackley throw in deep in their own territory. But again, Satona's the man picking it up, looking the likeliest. He's just not got into a dangerous enough area yet, really, to do anything with the ball when he's got it. He's the Boston player who's had most of the ball.
Ball out of play for another Brackley throw. Yeah, Satona's the one of the front four, isn't he, who's had that chance really to get possession and get hold of it.
He has, yeah, and he's looked lively, but not seen anything totally productive yet.
Bit of an air kick from McHale, but Boston have it with Mills down the right hand side. That looks out of play. Linesman doesn't give it. Out of play for a Boston throw. In line with the edge of the penalty area, Mills is going to take it into Satona. Now into Jimmy Knowles, 25 yards out from goal. Richards tries to spread it out to the left-hand side, just behind Brad Nicholson, with Ward now in the midfield area. Forward pass for Satona. Satona looking to work some space, but Murrumbedzi in with a challenge. Richards picks things up for Boston to Mills on the right-hand side. He goes back to Michael Boswick, midway inside that Brackley half. Boswick moving forward and then plays it out to Richards. And now back with Boswick once again. Boston trying to work a crossing position here. Boswick gets it again, plays it into the box, cleared away by Brackley, only to the edge of the penalty area where Ward will get it. Back with Boswick once again, and he goes all the way back to Tom Leake. And now with Dylan Hill looking to inject some pace, moving forward, plays it out to the left to Nicholson, gets the ball back from Nicholson. Good football this from Boston United. Hazel tries to get it, but it's defended by Brackley. It was a mix of Goodger and Dean there between them, and it's gathered by Danny Lewis. It remains Brackley 2, Boston 0.
Yeah, Hill popped up on that left-hand side, didn't he? Fizzed the ball across, and Hazel and Gudger both went for it. I think Gudger probably got his chest on it, drops it back to Danny Lewis. Good piece of defending from the experienced centre-half. Brackley, good value at the moment for this 2-0 lead.
Yeah, they certainly are. Keaton Ward flicks it on for Boston, cleared away by Dean. That's this time way too long, and that's going to run out of play for a goal kick. 29 minutes played here on Hope and Glory. Still no goals in the other featured games for Gainsborough Trinity and for Spalding United this afternoon. And 2 goals here in the space of 5 minutes. The first coming through Zach Lilly, second through Morgan Roberts, to give Brackley that 2-0 lead. Ball with Brackley out on the right hand side, just chipped forward by Matwassa, who was mentioned in the build up to this game, previously played under Graham Drury at Stamford.
I think that's the first time you mentioned him.
Yeah, he's not had much of an impact, has he, in the game?
Has he?
So the ball's been mainly played straight down the middle, hasn't it? But they've not really used the wide players, have they? And I know the goal came through Morgan Roberts, who's almost playing as a wide left player, but of the front three. But yeah, as I say, they've not really used the width of the pitch, Brackley. The chances have come from delivering balls straight down the middle, as Boston now look to deliver one down their right wing. Satona has it, got Mills behind him. Satona holding on to the ball, got Dean with him, goes back into Dylan Hill, can only play it back to Boswick now. Boston almost back to a walking place here. Now Satona again, who's looking lively. He's the one who's moving around for Boston, isn't he? He's trying to find those little pockets of space. He's popping up all over the place for the Pilgrims. As the ball's played forward, Hazel trying to get there, and he has got there. Edge of the penalty area, now played through for Jimmy Knowles. Can Knowles get a shot in? No, he can't, but he's got a corner.
Yeah, at least there's a little sign of life, wasn't there? A good run from Hazel. Breaks through on the edge of the box. Ball into Jimmy Knowles. Tight angle, unlikely to score, but gives United a corner. And like you said, at least a chance to try and load the box. Boswick, Leake, Nicholson all forward, a bit of height. Who knows? Something might just drop, but so far United haven't got enough balls into the box.
So, right-footed in, swinging corner from Ward in towards the near post, comes off a couple of players, will be another Boston corner. And another chance to load the penalty area, which they thought about taking short, and they have taken it short, but it's out to Nicholson now. He looks to deliver the cross in left-footed, doesn't even beat the first man. Nicholson heads it back into the penalty area, cleared away by Brackley once again. Ball is with Richards, goes back to Dylan Hill on the halfway line. Cross to Boswick, and now with Richards. Now to Satona out on the left-hand side. Knowles gets taken out. Surely that's a free kick, and it will be.
Yeah,
We're going to get
surprised if it might be a yellow as well, but just got too tight to Jimmy Knowles, isn't he? Zach Lilly, the goal scorer. He's going to be let off with the talking to, but free kick for United, and this really is a chance to get a ball into the box.
Yeah, another chance for Boston then to load that penalty area. What can they create here? 2-0 down at the moment, 32 minutes played. Can they get a goal back? It's going to be from that left-hand side, just probably 20 yards out or so from the goal. Crossing opportunity, Keaton Ward and over it. Ball played in towards the far post. Leake went up to the header. It's still not properly cleared by Brackley. Free header, though, does get it away. Richards retrieves it for Boston. Goes back to Dylan Hill. Hill out to Richards on the right this time. Back with Hill once again. Looks up, looks for the crossfield ball to Keaton Ward. Controls it well. Boston's number 7. Now into Knowles. Long range effort. Wasn't too far away in terms of height. It went quite wide in the end, but it was worth a go, wasn't it?
Yeah, sort of just cut across the ball. I think got a little bit of movement away from Danny Lewis, but movement away from the goal as well, unfortunately. But reasonable chance for United there.
Latest in the FA Cup, no real shocks at the moment. The only one that looks like it could be a shock is League 2 Gillingham leading 2-0 against League 1's Charlton. In National League North, Boston here 2-0 down against Brackley. Hereford 2-0 down at home to Scunthorpe, and Rushall leading Blythe 1-0, the only fixtures in the division today with the cold weather. As Boston again give possession away, and it's Calder who will move forward down the left-hand side. No challenge on him at the moment. Calder still going, gets the cross in. It's a decent ball into the... McHale went for the shot. Also, there was O'Sullivan. Murrumbedzi tries to win it back, and Boston United get the free kick for the foul. But again, Boston United, the architects of their own downfall nearly.
Yeah, Zach Mills just gave a square ball, straight ball into Calder, didn't he, in on the halfway line. Invites Brackley on, and suddenly United are then defending again. Satona was all the way back there. Did a really good job. Was the man fouled in the end.
So it will be Boston United moving forward down the left, but Knowles' forward ball is just going to easily drift through to Danny Lewis. And once again, Boston United, another attack breaks down.
Yeah, there's not been much to write home about yet, has there? Satona's done his best to try and craft something wherever he's popped up, predominantly on this right. But so far, Danny Lewis in the Brackley goals had a pretty quiet afternoon.
Here come Brackley forward down the left again. Calder delivers the ball. It's a looping header just over the bar from Roberts, looking for his second of the afternoon, Brackley's third. But once again, I know the header was over in the end, but cross into the box, free header.
It was, yeah. Roberts has already got the one goal, Brackley's second of the afternoon, and he wasn't far away there. It looped far enough over the bar in the end, but it was a really presentable chance. He'd got a yard or two of space to get the header. He'd probably got a little bit more time than he appreciated.
Satona plays it into Hill, goes back to Michael Boswick, and then across to Tom Leake. Moving forward for Ward, lays it off for Leake once again. One ball forward from him, looking for Hazel. Can't win the 50-50. Ball played through. Hazel's going to be in on goal here. Can he get past the goalkeeper? No, the goalkeeper comes and gathers it. He was alert there, Danny Lewis. Jacob Hazel wasn't too far away from getting through there. It was a rare Brackley mistake at the back.
I thought he'd got there, but Danny Lewis just came sliding out, didn't he? Extended those long arms. Swept up. United still looking for that clear-cut opening.
So still Brackley 2, Boston 0. Here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, goals from Zach Lilly and Morgan Roberts in the opening quarter of an hour. The difference at the moment. As Brackley come forward down the right-hand side once again. Roberts this time can't control it. Boston nearly making a mess of it at the back once again. Dylan Hill does really well to get out of a tight space and set Boston on the attack down the left-hand side. Chance to play in Hazel, but instead they go out wide to the left to Jimmy Knowles, who tries to win Boston a corner. Can he get Boston a corner? Fighting for it in that corner, him and Gareth Dean. It was a real battle of strength, that was. Dean manages to clear it and play it forward. Now with Hill to Keaton Ward. Ward this time does look forward, finds Hill, but it's a loose touch from him and it goes all the way through for Brackley. Goalkeeper Lewis just has to come out to the edge of his penalty area on the right hand side, stop it going out of play for a corner. Clears it long, ball played back in by Leake, headed away. Now Boswick and Newton collide, and now has a chance once again for Brackley to move forward down their left-hand side with Calder. He's got all the time in the world, nobody coming close to him. Calder delivers it in, he takes a deflection, and another superb save that from Cameron Gregory. If it wasn't for him, this would be game, set and match Brackley Town.
It would. Calder, too much time to deliver from the left. Mills got a block on it, got a deflection on it. It nearly took it into the far corner. Big save from Cameron Gregory. United cannot afford to go 3 goals down before half-time.
He really can't. It was another really, really good save. It was a late reaction, really, because it took a deflection, didn't it, off one of the forward players, off one of the defensive players. And it's a chance for Brackley. Right-footed, out-swinging corner for Brackley. Ball played into the box, still not properly cleared by Boston United. Hill gets it, cleared away. Forward for Jimmy Knowles, and it will be a Boston United Free kick once again. But 2-0 down the Pilgrims, 38 and a half minutes played. And Brackley will probably feel, if it wasn't for Cameron Gregory, they would be 4-0 up here. Long ball forward, Newton flicks it on. It's one for Roberts to try and chase against Mills, who plays it back to his goalkeeper. Cameron Gregory. Gregory has it. Looks to clip it forward. Free header for Calder, though, to head it back. And Boston just don't seem to have any shape, do they?
No, I'd be interested to see. Would expect Sam Smart to be on fairly quickly. If not at half time, I guess not too much later. He's been the new signing brought in from Buxton in the week. Brackley Town old boy, so might have a little bit of a point to prove to the home club today, but United are going to need something special to turn this around, and I guess we're going to see Sam Smart sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Gregory, long ball forward from Brackley. Gregory put under pressure, and it was McHale who was trying to get there after it, and Gregory just had to put it out of play for a Brackley throw. And we've got 5 minutes to play until half time. The Pilgrims 2-0 down, and deservedly so. Throw for Matuasa to take on that right hand side, plays it infield. Hill gets a little touch on it, goes back to his goalkeeper Gregory. Just taking his time, looking up. Looks out to the left to Leak, and then goes back to Gregory once again, and now with Leak once again looking to move forward. Has to help it back for Nicholson, then all the way back to Gregory once again, who clears it first time left-footed. Knowles would have been offside, but it's going to be headed back comfortably by the goal scorer Lilly to his goalkeeper Lewis, and now Calder looking to move forward once again. Keaton Ward just seems to have come across just to try and stop Calder, who's had a lot of space in this first half, but Ward has won it back for Boston, and now a chance for Knowles to move forward. He's got Hazel to his right. Knowles has options to his left in Satona, who's just been stopped for the time being, but he's still kept hold of the ball. Then he goes down. Seemed to just lose his footing, didn't he, Craig, there? And now Brackley looking to go on the attack. Newton chasing after it. But yeah, I don't think there was a real call for a penalty there.
No, I don't think so. That's a foul from Tom Lee right the way through the back of Danny Newton. Brackley 3 minutes from half time, 2-0 up. Could have been more if it had not been for Cameron Gregory's excellence with that double save from Newton and Goodyear, and then the Calder cross that took a big deflection off Zach Mills.
Yes, that's been the story of the game, really, hasn't it? It's been Brackley, without dominating the attack in a sense, they've had all the chances, haven't they?
Yeah, I think United have really had the Jimmy Knowles one from 25 yards, which was a half chance he could have crossed it and the ball flashed well wide, but all the other chances in the game, unfortunately, have been for Brackley Town.
One ball played into the edge of the penalty area. Bostwick heads it away. Newton does well to take it down. Cleared away by Richards this time. Hazel does well to nod it back for Ward, and now Ward looks to set Hazel off down the right-hand side. Murrumbedzi comes across to defend and does well. Does superb, in fact. Shepherd Murrumbedzi, and then it's cleared by Calder. Ball headed forward by Boston again, just given away. There's a chance for Murrumbedzi, who gets pushed to the floor by Jimmy Knowles, but he does such a good job, doesn't he? He's done it for a number of years in that defensive midfield position, just shutting out any danger. As good as the Brackley defenders are, he's a key part, isn't he, of this Brackley team? Yeah,
brilliant. One of those midfield players in this league that you would have on your team sheet, wouldn't you? Him,
yeah,
Shane Byrne, people like that. Not if you're Paul Cox maybe, but those types of players really that would get in any team in this league are good, experienced players who, like I say, would benefit anybody at this level, and Murrumbedzi right up there with the very best.
Minute and a half to go until the 45 is up. Can Boston Going to the break, just 2-0 down as Brackley coming forward once again. It's with McHale. Slide challenge comes in from Boswick. McHale still trying to find his way through. Boston are able to bring it clear, and it's with Ward. He looks for the long ball forward. It's a miss and a mistake, and it's a chance now for Boston down the right. Satona goes in on goal, looks to play it across. Again, he's nearly ended up over the advertising hoardings. There was a second there where the challenge came in. I just wondered whether he was going to go down.
Yeah, there was a hand or two in the back, wasn't there? It was probably not enough for a penalty, but he's moving at such speed that any touch on him takes him over, doesn't it? And like you say, he's already ended up in the crowd once over the barriers today. Could quite easily have done the same again there.
Ball with Boston and Keaton Ward. Cross to Michael Boswick now. Out to the right-hand side to Mills. Back to Boswick once again. Played forward now for Keaton Ward, 20 yards out from goal. Satona goes back to Boswick and Hill, and now Hazel. Back to Boswick again, just over the halfway line, Boston at the moment. Not able to find a way through. Mills with it to Knowles, and now with Richards. Mills makes the overlapping run, then just stops, gets the ball back off Richards. Boston trying to work something down the right-hand side, but not able to at the moment. But that's good football, working the 1-2 with Hazel and with Mills. Mills doesn't get the crossing for the time being. He plays it into Hazel, edge of the penalty area. Laid off back now. Chance for Hazel, curling effort. Never looked comfortable. And it goes out of play for a goal kick.
No, but at least he's trying to make things happen, wasn't he? Trying to get on the end of a ball from Richards and then to Mills and then receiving it back. Trying to play Keaton Ward into a shooting opportunity. He didn't fancy the shot, so gave it back to Hazel. He sort of had to really dig it out, didn't he, and try and wrap his left foot around it. Didn't quite succeed, but can't fault his effort there, leading United up the pitch.
It was the best piece of football from Boston United, wasn't it, in the first 45 minutes? I didn't see how many minutes of added time there was going to be.
I don't know if it's gone up.
The board stopped flashing that was there. So.
Or nearly a minute over. So
yeah.
I can't imagine there'd be much with.
No, probably about a minute, wasn't there? Yeah.
Probably not seen many stoppages at all.
So throw for Boston. Played inside. It is getting a little foggier here. Every time I look up, it's just getting a little bit more difficult to see over the far side. Boswick with it on the halfway line for Boston. 2-0 down at the moment. Now with Hill to Hazel on the right-hand side. Goes back inside to Mills. Satona tries to play it forward for Hazel once again, but it breaks down for Boston. Murrumbidgee finds Newton. Challenge comes in from Richards and Boswick there as well. Boswick goes long. One for Jimmy Knowles to go and chase after. And he wins Boston a throw. Well, we've played a minute and a half now, so I imagine it probably would have been 2 minutes then. That's been.
Well, there was no announcement, was there? So I don't think the board went up in the end.
And Zach Mills going to chuck one into the penalty area here. He goes back to Knowles. Mills into Satona now, into the box. Satona, a couple of step overs, goes down into the challenge. Nothing given. Richards now plays it across towards the far post. Boston have one back. It's an unlikely scorer in Brad Nicholson, but it's Boston scoring right before half-time to give him a chance in this game, 2-1.
Yeah, good time to score. 2 minutes into added time. Which changes the team talk on both sides, really, doesn't it? Brackley comfortable at 2-0, but game on now, 2-1. Good play from United. Richards, I think, laying the ball across. And it was Brad Nicholson, not famed for his... Certainly not... He sort of poaches instinct goals. He might get a header occasionally from a corner, as he's done once or twice this season, but real predators finish at the back post, and right at the end of the half, United have a lifeline.
So there we go. There is the half-time whistle. And well, Craig, that has changed the aspect of how we view that first half in a sense, hasn't it? I mean, if it wasn't for Cameron Gregory, it could have been a lot worse for Boston United, but the fact is that Brad Nicholson goals got them right back into this game at 2-1.
It has, yeah. Goals changed games. We saw how comfortable United were last week against Chorley. 2-0, no real dramas right up until the 88th minute. Chorley get one and the alarm bells start ringing. Obviously Brackley have got a lot longer to try and add to their scoreline today, but 2-1 at half-time looks a lot better than 2-0. Gives United much more of a fighting chance. I'm sure we're going to see Sam Smart sooner rather than later, and having been 2-0 down, United will have nothing to lose now, will they? To really go for it and try and pull this round.
Yeah, Boston conceding those 2 goals early on, and it's been a story of the season, hasn't it? I know we've talked a lot about restarts for Boston United, and the 2 goals came from those kind of situations.
Yeah, they did. The first one particularly disappointing with the long throw-in. It was a miscued defensive header from United, which just fell nicely for Lilly. He finished it well. And then the second one, trying to think where that came. It was Roberts, wasn't it, across the dive of Gregory. But I think the first one was the one that Ian Culverhouse will have more complaints about, because he often talks about the restarts, and United certainly didn't defend it well enough.
One player who comes out this half with a lot of credit, though, is Cameron Gregory, who made 3 superb saves.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 from opposing players in Newton and Goodger, and then probably an even better save from a cross from Calder, which took a big deflection off Zach Mills. Looked like it was going to creep into that far corner to make it 3-0 to Brackley, and I think even at that point it would have been game over. Ball didn't go in. United have hung in there, haven't they, and created a half chance really at the end. Nothing much more than that, but Brad Nicholson was right place, right time. Prods it home. 2-1 at half time, and a lifeline for United to hopefully grab onto.
Fingers crossed then in the second half. Craig Singleton will be alongside me for commentary here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. The score 2-1 at the moment. Let's get half-time details of our other games, starting with Gainsborough Trinity taking on FC United and Manchester in the Northern Premier Division. Watching this one, Dave Remnant.
Oh, Trinity trail here, Rob. Much of the game was played in the Trinity half. On loan keeper Bottomley, saving twice from United skipper Paul Ennis. The Holy Blues have been a little wasteful in possession and as yet haven't really tested keeper Boys. The goal came in stoppage time. Fitzmartin's ball into a dangerous area, somehow finding the corner of the net. Half-time score, Gainsborough Trinity 0, FC United of Manchester 1.
So work to do for 2 of our sides this afternoon at half-time. What about the third? Spalding United at Harborough Town. Watching this one, Graham Cow.
It's goalless at half-time, Rob, and Spalding may be going in at half-time thinking that their opportunity has been missed. They've had the better of the possession in this first half. They've had the only real clear chance, which came on 15 minutes when a long free kick dropped for Glenn Walker inside the penalty area. He was one-on-one with Elliot Taylor, got his shot away, but Taylor made a great save to turn it round from a corner. Apart from that, it's been almost all Spalding in the Harborough Town half. When Harborough have got out of their half, Spalding back line have protected Tony Breeden really well, and he's had nothing to do. But this game may well have changed just a minute before half time. Tyler Winters was chasing a loose ball, went in with his studs showing. He wasn't off the ground, but his studs were showing. The referee, Mr. Hales, deciding it was a dangerous challenge, showing a straight red. So having had the better of the first half, Spalding face a second 45 with just 10 men left on the field. Can they stay level? It is 0-0 at half time. Harborough Town 0, Spalding United 0.
So there we go, that's the half-time details locally. We'll be back here for second half commentary of Boston United against Brackley Town. The Pilgrims 2-1 down at the break. We're taking you through the half-time scores and reflecting on what happened last night in England women's game. Here's Callum Davis.
Maybe a bit of a lifeline then for Boston United in their match at Brackley.
The sound of Lincolnshire.
Tomorrow morning from 10.
Do you, when you watch a film, have someone in your family who is just the worst person to sit and watch it with?
Francis Finn.
My dad. That didn't happen. They didn't wear clothes like that in those days. What's she doing saying that word? That word hadn't been invented. I'll be honest, if I'm watching a drama set in, let's say, the 60s, and then I see someone wearing a digital watch, it bursts the bubble for me. It's like, no! But then I am a pedant. I can't help myself. I've got it off my dad, haven't I? It's all rubbed off.
Francis Finn.
Tomorrow morning from 10 on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Looking at the scores in the Premier League then, 2 early goals from Arsenal put them 2-0 up at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Saka and Ødegaard on the score sheet. It's 0-0 between Brentford and Luton, and 2 goals for Burnley. One in the first minute from Jay Rodriguez have put them 2-0 up against Sheffield United, who have just had Ollie McBurney sent off, so a real uphill battle for the Blades in the second half. In the Championship, of course, a full-time already. It was Leicester City winning 2-1 away at West Bromwich Albion. Late drama there. It's Birmingham City 0, Rotherham United 0, Hull City 1, Watford 1, Ipswich Town 2, Coventry City 0, Leeds United 3, Middlesbrough 2. What a first half that has been. It's Millwall 1, Sunderland 0, Plymouth Argyle 1, Stoke City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Blackburn Rovers 0, Southampton 2, Cardiff City 0, Swansea City 0, Huddersfield Town 1, an own goal there, putting the Terriers ahead. In the FA Cup then, of course, those two matches that were postponed. Alfreton Town postponed due to a frozen pitch, and of course Blackpool versus Forest Green Rovers postponed as well. It's Bolton Wanderers 3, Harrogate Town 1. It's Cambridge United 3, Fleetwood Town 0, bouncing back after their defeat to Lincoln City in midweek. Gillingham 2, Charlton Athletic 0, Maidstone United 1, Barrow 1, Newport County 1, Barnet 0, Oxford United 1, Grimsby Town 0, Peterborough United 1, Doncaster United 0. It's 0-0 in the match between Stevenage and Port Vale. Horsham are currently holding Sutton United to a goalless draw at half-time there, so potentially a shock on the cards with the magic of the FA Cup. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Morecambe 1. Looking in Boston's league elsewhere, of course we know it's 2-1 to Brackley Town, but maybe a lifeline there courtesy of Brad Nicholson in that one. It's Hereford 0, Scunthorpe United 3, and Rushall Olympic 1, Blythe Spartans 0 in the National League North.
This is the liveliest way to start your day in Lincolnshire.
Scott Dalton at breakfast.
Frank's invented something. Your programme, he says, is the funniest way to start your day, as verified by Frank's Funometer. I mean, we have got a livelyometer.
Well, yeah. And what's it measured in?
Livelyo bells. I think we touched nearly 15 one day.
15?
And
okay.
To be safe, it should only be 10. Or in a submarine, that would go red and flash.
What do you think fun's measured in?
Funabells. And I'm not making this up. You put it in a search engine, you'll see it come up now.
Scott Dalton at breakfast
on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Weekday mornings from 6.
Now, there was late drama and dramatic scenes at Wembley last night.
Lauren James swings the ball into the area and on the far side, England have found that goal. It's Ella Toone in at the far post, slides it into the bottom corner, and from 2-0 down, England lead the Dutch by 3 goals to 2.
England's women's kept hopes of qualifying Team GB for the Olympics alive with a dramatic 3-2 win over the Netherlands. Serena Wiegman's side had come back from 2-0 down at half-time, but despite the win, their head-to-head record with the Dutch means that winning Group A1 still isn't in their own hands.
That's the strange thing about it. Really happy that we changed the game and we won the game, but at the same time we wanted to be top of the group tonight, and then we needed one more goal. But still, it's not over. The Netherlands need a win. They need a good win, and we need a win too, and we need to score lots of goals Tuesday, and you never know.
Beth Mead made her England return after a year out, and she spoke to BBC Radio 5 Live about what it felt like to return to the side at Wembley.
Yeah, surreal moment at Wembley, a place that's, very much an honour to play here and play for England, and happy to come on and make a difference, but still a little bit flat because we needed that extra goal, unfortunately.
Talk to us about that second half performance, because you have kept the dream alive. Yes, the Netherlands still in pole position, but the chance is still there. What a comeback, what mentality from the Lionesses in the second half.
I think it's, testament to how we are as a team, and I think we didn't play bad football the first half. I think we were the better team, but arguably they went forward and scored 2 goals and we didn't. We had a lot of chances, we weren't ruthless, but that's the England team second half that you've seen, ruthless. We scored 3 goals against an amazing Netherlands team, and we're still disappointed, with the performance. So again, the dream's still alive. A lot can happen in football, but we kind of let ourselves down with not being secure at the back today and let a few in.
You must be able to take so much confidence from that second half performance. Scotland's in the final match and potentially needing a big scoreline there for England as well to try and overhaul the Dutch on goal difference. How much confidence can you take from the second half performance?
A lot of confidence. Like I said, if we're ruthless through 90 minutes of a game, anything's possible with this team. It's an amazing team. We've got a lot of goal scorers on the pitch that can come from anywhere, and we'll give our best next week.
Time now for one of our BBC introducing acts. To get featured, please upload your music to Dean Jackson via the link at bbc.co.uk/beat. This one is called Paris. It's from a local band called Crash Landed.
BBC introducing.
Supporting new and emerging acts across the BBC.
Hello Lincolnshire, we're Lee and Ed, and we are Crash Landed. We're excited to introduce our latest track, Paris. There's so much local talent, to be honest we can't believe that we're part of it.
I got to play around with synthesizers and live saxophone recordings.
And delete half my sax recordings. Here it is, Paris by Crash Landed on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
When you can't get to the radio, get a live text feed of all that's happening in the Championship, League One and League Two from BBC Sport. Your team at your fingertips on the BBC Sport website and app.
Yeah, welcome back to Brackley for the second half of Boston United against Brackley Town. Boston United trailing 2-1 at half-time. They had been 2-0 down. Zach Lilly and Morgan Roberts with 2 goals in the opening 15 minutes. But right on the stroke of half-time, near enough with the last touch of the first half, Brad Nicholson pulling a goal back with a finish at the far post. And it gives you a bit of optimism, Craig Singleton, Club Secretary of Boston United, heading into the second half.
Yeah, certainly. A lot more optimism than 2-0 down at half-time, having not really created a massive amount. Much more encouraging being only a goal down. Hopefully there's been a I imagine there have been a few words said at half-time that they just need to up it, just be better when they get the ball. Try and look for Satona in those key areas, because he's been United's best player first half. And at one goal, you've always got a chance. We saw that last week. Chorley took it deep. They were 2-0 down. They took it deep and got a point. I know it doesn't happen that often, but you've got to back yourself that this game's still winnable, not just a point. It's tough because Brackley are a team that don't give many goals away, but they've let a scruffy one in before half-time.
Yeah.
And, United will be looking for probably a quick response to after the break, or certainly not to concede again. That's the key thing. Having got yourself back into it, don't surrender that straight away.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. No changes for either side at the end of the opening 45 minutes, so we're unchanged to start the second half. It's going to be Brackley kicking from left to right as we look at it at the start of this second 45 minutes. They have a 2-1 lead. Karen Gregory's made 3 superb saves in the first half and kept the Pilgrims in this game. Can he do something similar in this second 45? Referee just waiting for everybody to be ready and good to go, and we are good to go, and we are back underway then. Can Boston take that momentum they got at the end of that first 45 minutes into the second half? It's Rob Makepeace, Craig Singleton with commentary here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, and you do wonder, don't you, if you can. I know it was almost a great time, but also not a great time to score, in the fact that you want to take that momentum a little bit more and you can't because the whistle went straight away.
Yeah, I think it altered both team talks, so it was good in that respect, and it gets United back within striking distance. But then, having just scored, you're often most vulnerable as a team when you've just conceded, and United would have fancied a second potentially, or a chance to get a second. Didn't get that opportunity with half-time, but fog's definitely come down a little bit more during half-time as its darkness is setting in. Still nowhere near unplayable, but something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the shadowy figures, isn't it, in the dugout now? You won't be able to pick out who's who, really. Long ball forward from Boston. Hazel's trying to get there. And again, that corner in particular is a little bit difficult to see. We'll try our best to keep you up to date with what is going on the opposite side to where we are. It's Boston in possession at the moment on that side. Long ball forward, one for Knowles to try and chase. Headed away by Brackley as Hill goes back in with the challenge. Just maybe got caught ever so slightly there. Play continues. Long ball forward by Brackley, but Boswick heads it down to Leake and goes back to his goalkeeper Nicholson, as Gainsborough Trinity now 2-0 down against FC United of Manchester. They scored just before half-time and just after half-time. So not a good day so far for Gainsborough Trinity, who had been unbeaten in the league at home up until this afternoon. Boston looking to play it forward down the right-hand side, and Craig, as you mentioned, it is really hard now to pick out some of the players on that side, isn't it? As Boston have it, it's Dylan Hill who has it, plays it back into the edge of the penalty area. Chance for the shot, maybe, goes back across goal, it's cleared away. That was a glorious chance for Boston United. It was really well worked, wasn't it? Dylan Hill managed to get a little bit of space and play it back across goal, and I think it was it Jimmy Knowles potentially with the opportunity?
Yeah, I think it was Knowles. It is genuinely now hard to tell, isn't it? Now it's dark, now it's a bit foggier than it was first half. Tried to watch York and Wigan on BBC last night, and that became pretty impossible in the end, and I gave up, and we've got no choice but to carry on watching this one, have we?
We can see half of it. Yeah. Players down in front of us, which is good because Brad Nicholson's thrown it long, and he's got Boston United a throw, and that's what I think was some of that frustration in the first half, wasn't it, with the set pieces, is that all of a sudden, by Boston playing it forward from a set piece, they've got themselves a good 30-40 yards down the pitch through a long throw. We had that with the free kicks, but they've given it away now with Nicholson, and it's a chance for Roberts to move forward down the left-hand side now. Boswick goes across to look after him. Roberts gets the ball into the box. It's easily gathered by Cameron Gregory. Score remains Brackley 2, Boston 1.
Yeah, it was a quick break again from Morgan Roberts, who was Brackley's second goal scorer in that second half. But now it's United's turn to get back on the attack.
Yeah, with Jimmy Knowles. Just loses possession of the ball, though. Cleared by Brackley. Nicholson will pick it up on the halfway line. Into Keaton Ward, getting more and more time on the ball. He plays it into Satona. Out to the left-hand side now for Knowles. A positive start to the second half. Knowles plays the cross in. It's headed up into the air by Calder. Ward jumps and completely misses the ball. Hill picks it up now out towards the right-hand side to Zach Mills, trying to poke it forward. He goes down, but nothing given, and it is going to be a goal kick. We are 4 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, both sides look like they're intent on trying to add to their tallies, aren't they? Brackley probably sense if they get 2 goals back in front again, they'll win the game, but United only the goal behind, looking for that quick response. Start of the second half, you said FC United have done it. Goal at the end of one half and another at the beginning of the second, and I think that's exactly what United have got on their minds.
A few more people making their way out of the warmth of the clubhouse and into the cold of the surroundings. The ball is played forward again by Boston. Hazel trying to get there, and he has got there, and he's played it across. Knowles can't. Oh, there's a fantastic challenge in on him there from Dean. It looked like Jimmy Knowles was going to have a simple side-footed finish, and Dean just managed to get a touch on it, which then played it off the shins of Knowles and out of play.
Yeah, Jacob Hazel down this left, a ball back for Jimmy Knowles. Brackley looked wide open for once, something that you can not level against them very often, but Gaz Dean, best defender in this league for the last 10 years, just showing exactly why they're crucial block to deny Jimmy Knowles.
Goal kick for Brackley. Nicholson heads it forward for Ward. Flicked on again, headed away by Murrumbedzi this time. Nicholson goes up with McHale with the challenge. Richards comes back, tries to retrieve it for Boston. Does well, Jordan Richards. Now Nicholson just pokes it forward. Taken down by O'Sullivan. He goes with the ball forward. That goes out of play for a Brackley throw. And Boston certainly looked lively start the second half.
Yeah, they've certainly made a livelier start to this half than the first, haven't they? They look like they've really got something to chase here after that Brad Nicholson goal at the end of the first half. You do wonder, had it still been 2-0, whether you'd have seen quite the response, but back to within a goal, giving a free kick away here though. Chance for Dean and Goodger to go forward, and Lilly, the 3 big centre halves for Brackley, are all in attendance. O'Sullivan, the set piece man's going to deliver. Just don't concede, Boston. Don't give Brackley the emphasis back here.
7 minutes into this second half, a chance then for Brackley from the right hand side with O'Sullivan to put the ball into the box. Right arm up in the air for O'Sullivan. Boston leaving Hazel and Knowles forward. O'Sullivan delivers the ball. Edge of the penalty area. Header comes in. It's just going to drift wide of the right hand post to Cameron Gregory. It remains 2-1 to Brackley.
Yeah, half chance, wasn't it? Ball from O'Sullivan. I think it was Dean on the end. Him and Goodger both went for it, but dropped well wide. No real danger for United. Cameron Gregory was happy to watch it drift wide of the target.
Zach Mills in the fog opposite has it to Hazel. Back to Hill now. He looks for the long ball forward. Knowles is lurking. Goodger's there. Boston just forcing Brackley's defenders to do something they don't like doing, because they're great in the air, but they don't necessarily have tons of pace, and Boston are turning the team around as the long ball forward this time. Gregory comes and gathers at edge of his penalty area, but yeah, they're forcing Brackley's defenders to face their own goal, which is not their strength, is it?
No, they're absolutely some of the best when they're facing the play and heading it back, but they don't like running towards their own goal, and a lot of defenders don't. But United are just forcing a bit more of the issue now, aren't they, and making Brackley think a little bit more about how they're going to have to defend this second half.
Ball going out of play once again for a Boston throw. Back to the goalkeeper, Cameron Gregory, and then across to Nicholson. Looks up, moves forward down the left hand side. One for Hazel to go and chase after, and he's done well. He's kept it in play. Can he win Boston a corner here? No, he can't. It's going to be cleared instead by the home side. Leake tries to head it forward once again. Boston keeping it in play. Played forward again, but Hazel would have been offside. Goalkeeper's out of his penalty area though, so Ward went and chased it. Cleared along by Lewis. Hill wins the 50-50 in midfield. Hazel flicks it on. It's one for Satona to go and chase down the left-hand side. What can he win for Boston? He's probably been Boston's best outfield player in this game so far, and he's done well there. He's gone through 2 challenges and he's won Boston a free kick, and I've been really impressed. First chance I've had to see of Deji Satona, and I've been really impressed by what he's offering.
Yeah, and Jacob Hazel wasn't afraid just to knock a ball. It was an overhead kick in the end, wasn't it, into his path, in behind. Let him go and chase, let him go and harry, let him go and try and create some bother for this Brackley backline, and United have got a free kick now, probably about 16 yards out wide. Keaton Ward to take.
Ward looping ball into the box, easily gathered. It was a waste from the right boot of Keaton Ward.
It was a waste. Give it the big build-up. Thought there was a real chance for United, but just too close to Danny Lewis. Easy for a goalkeeper of that standard.
Now it's Brackley coming forward down the left-hand side. Ball played across, cleared by Boswick, but it's back out to that left-hand side once again. Every time the ball heads over there, it just becomes a little bit more difficult to see the play, but no danger really yet, is there, Craig, of a call being made by the referee. Matwassa has it and slips over. Boston can't capitalise though. He's slipped over, he got back on his feet, and he still delivered a cross in. Boswick gets the slide in ahead of Newton, but it's McHale who picks it up in front of the Boston United defence. Now Matwassa again delivers a cross into the box. Header from Newton. Easy gathered by Cameron Gregory.
Yeah, heading it sort of 12-15 yards from goal, not 6 yards, so that was a plus point for United. But Matwassa, who didn't really touch upon first half, he's been a lot more involved since the break. Header from Newton, comfortable for Gregory. Here come United.
Yeah, and it's Satona again. Real good burst of pace from the Loney down the right hand side. Looks to play the ball across, doesn't win a corner but wins Boston a throw.
Yeah, just looked up and there he is again, bursting away, extreme pace. Exactly the reason that Ian Corwellhouse wanted to bring him in. Gives United a chance, gets them up the field, doesn't he? Tries to make things happen, tries to engage opposition defenders, draw fouls. And
he's unpredictable, isn't he? That's the good thing about him. And we've seen this a lot over the years with low knees. He looks like he's physically strong enough for this level, because you see a lot of good footballers come down to this level, but they don't have this physical strength. But certainly feels with Satona that he's got that as part of his armoury.
Yeah, he grew up at Man United. He played a bit for Burnley. He played a little bit abroad. I think he's been in France and Scotland, but now he's at Doncaster. Played against United pre-season. Can't remember a great deal about him in that game, to be honest. But player that they've watched. He's played in League 2 this year. He was a man of the match against Notts County in an early fixture, and chance for him to get some regular games. Looks like he's willing to grasp that opportunity with both hands.
Boston play it in towards the edge of the penalty area now. It's with Zach Mills. He puts the cross into the box. Hazel goes down under a challenge. Nothing given by the referee, but it's more about Boston United at the moment. Yeah, former sprinting champion as well. That probably explains the pace. Ball is with Boston down the right-hand side. I think it's Dylan Hill who's coming forward. He's done really well, Hill here, trying to go towards to get the cross in the box, which he has done. Still not properly cleared, and it is this time by Brackley. It is a lot better from Boston United at this start of this second half, but it's still 2-1 to the home team. Now Keaton Ward lines up the left-footed effort, fired in towards goal, but it's gathered by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, left footer straight down Danny Lewis's throat. First activity on the United bench. I can't see much at all, but I'm pretty sure I can see a green number 20 illuminated on that board.
You can, I can see that. That's the only thing I can see.
Presuming that's Sam Smart coming on, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest. New signing against his old club. Could be an exciting combo for United.
Well, Bostwick's lost out though to Newton here. Plays it back across goal, and McHale couldn't get enough of a contact. He almost ran into it rather than struck it.
Yeah,
it's a let-off.
Bostwick just got his feet caught up, didn't he? And Newton was round him, pulling the ball back for McHale. I'm sure Brackley would have preferred it to be the other way round, and Newton trying to get on the end of it. But here come United again. Hazel's in. Yeah. Down the right.
Boston are turning Brackley around here, and it's Hazel who's got the time to deliver the ball into the box. It's blocked for the moment. Hazel picks it up once again, trying to find a bit of space. It's into Satona for Boston. Out to the right now to Mills. Hazel makes his way into the penalty area. Can Boston find a crossing position? It's with Dylan Hill across to Richards. Now here comes Leak from centre half over the halfway line. Boston 2-1 down, but playing a lot better in this second half. Leak has it out to the left to Nicholson, back inside for Keaton Ward. Boston's trying to probe and find a way past Brackley. Hill out now onto the right to Zach Mills. Plays it back to Hill, trying to get the cross in. Will go out of play for a Boston throw.
Yeah, patient play from United, keeping the ball, just trying to work Brackley around, but giving the ball away there.
And Hazel giving away the foul.
I think we're going to see Sam Smart. I'm guessing Keaton Ward probably. He's a winger. He can play either side.
Yeah, or whether he...
No, it's not. It's a double figure number.
Is it Hazel? Potentially. Is that a 14? Or is it 20-something? 20...
Or 3, Mills.
Mills.
Oh, don't say he's injured.
I suppose that you don't want to risk it with Zach Mills. I know it was one of the considerations. You've got Dylan Hill who can go in then at right back, haven't you?
It looks like he has.
And Sam Smart into the midfield.
Dropped straight into there. You can't even see if Sam Smart's emerged from the...
He stood there. I think he's just going through the thing with the referee, isn't he? Just by the looks of it. Has he come on?
He's not got the longest name to write down, has he? But
no, the linesman's still...
Not letting him on.
No. I'm not sure what is going on.
Really hope with Mills that's just sort of a needing to get the new signing on and thinking, well, a cold day, they don't want Zach Mills to pull anything. Hopefully it's just a precaution. 10 days off after today, so
yeah, get an hour out of him, which is good, isn't it? So I think, and when you've got those options as well, haven't you, on the bench, in terms of what you've...
And Hill's effectively going back into the position, one of the fullback positions where he's played most of the season.
It's Brackley then who get us back underway just after the hour mark, but they've lost it, and Boston will look to go long again. Oh, the header. Not able to get into Jimmy Knowles' path. Cleared away by Brackley out towards Matwassa on the right-hand side. He goes down. Referee allows play to continue, and here is the new signing, Smart. Looks to get the goal scorer Nicholson in. Nicholson fighting for it once again. Players falling over all over the place. Challenges going in. Richards now has it into Smart once again, and he's taken out.
I think that's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be a yellow.
Yeah, it'll be O'Sullivan who will get the yellow card here. And that was just brewing, wasn't it? There was a few challenges going in, a few decisions maybe not being given, and you knew there was going to be a moment.
Yeah, there was. I think that's the first yellow of the game. But it's a definite foul. Just an angry hack, really, wasn't it? Definite yellow.
Blythe have equalised against Rushall, who were down to 10 men as well in that game. So it will be a free kick for Boston. And Keaton Ward takes it short to Leake. Now with Michael Boswick. Out to Keaton Ward once again. And now with Sam Smart to Ward. Goes back to Tom Leake. Boston do have time on their side, and they've been the better team in this second half. Lovely ball from Leake out to the right. If it's going to be able to be kept in play. No, it's not, unfortunately. Won't be able to tell you who tried to keep it in play, though.
Jimmy Knowles, I'm presuming, but I'm only saying that by a process of elimination. It's not Satona, Smart or Hazel, is it? So
no.
Not a pleasant viewing experience, but
it's a little difficult to see things happening from that side of the pitch. But we can see the 2 goals. I think I prefer to not see...
Half-time substitution for Boston United. Coming off number 23, Zach Mills. Coming on to the pitch, number 20, Sam Smart.
There we go. Confirmation of the change.
Just got the timings wrong. Thought it was at half-time.
I was going to say that I think I prefer to be able to see both goals but not see the other side of the pitch.
Yeah, you'd take that, wouldn't you? And I guess that's when the referee starts to get concerned when he's struggling to... Don't they always say if you're still on the halfway line and you see the 2 crossbars, you're okay?
Yeah. Boston wanted a free kick there. Nothing given for the foul on Satona. Headed away by Boswick. Satona, good chest control. And now looking to set Smart on the attack. Lovely touch from Smart. Looks up. Looks to play it out towards the right-hand side. Now that's a great ball in for Knowles. Knowles trying to work his way through. Couple of challenges in. And Knowles... No, going to be a corner.
I thought Knowles had been pulled up for the foul, but Goodger didn't deal with him particularly well there. Needed his mate Gazdine to help him out. And it is a corner. Is it Satona to take?
It is, left-footed. Corner, Boswell with the free header. Hazel almost stopped it in front of him. And he's going to give away the free kick as well.
It was a free header for Boswell, wasn't he? He didn't connect as he wanted. And like you say, I think Hazel was the man to block it, but referee's penalised him for a foul anyway, so probably saved the defender's blushes there.
Hereford pulled a goal back against Scunthorpe, 4-1 now there. At Edgar Street, which hopefully when we go there it will be a bit warmer, because that's last day of the season. And the trip to Hereford, which as the table stands at the moment, could have quite a lot on it. Long way to go, not even halfway through this season yet. As O'Sullivan falls over the ball but gets a free kick.
I keep thinking my vision's going blurry, but looking through this perspex screen that starts at an awkward level.
It is getting chilly as well, isn't it? It's fair to say. It's going to be a free kick then for Brackley. 2-1 down the Pilgrims, 65 minutes in. Chance to play the ball into the box. Headed away by Boston. Can only come to McHale though. He cuts inside, back on his right foot. Looks to play the ball through for O'Sullivan. And that will run out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, nice idea from McHale. Looking for the run of O'Sullivan down this right, but the two just didn't marry up. Weren't quite on the same wavelength. But United have certainly bossed this second half, as much as Brackley did the early part of the first half. But they still find themselves a goal behind.
Good play from Knowles out towards the right-hand side now to Satona. Goes back inside on his left foot. Goes for a shot from a long way out, and the goalkeeper spilled it. Oh, and Smart just couldn't get there in time. It was a speculative effort, but it was not far away at all.
No, it wasn't. Keeper lost track of it, didn't he, I think? And Sam Smart was a whisker away from tapping home a debut goal.
Yeah, not too far away at all, the number 20. And Boston United not too far away from levelling things up. It's been a lot better from Boston United in this second 45 minutes. It was a difficult first half, but Cameron Gregory has been the spectator in the second half as Boston looks to come forward once again, but Hill gives it away. Can't find Satona. Calder's just struggling a little bit for Brackley's back to their goalkeeper now. Danny Lewis has been the much busier of the two in the second half. I mean, Gregory's had a couple of shots at him, hasn't he, in this second half, but just straight at him. He's not had anything difficult to do, has he, really?
He's had a comfortable start to the second half, whereas he was being asked to pull saves off left, right and centre. Before the break, I can think of 3 or 4, but this time it's Danny Lewis who's just being pressed into action. It looked a bit of a speculative effort from Satona, didn't it? But I don't know if it moved or the wet ball just slipped through his grasp, but it was a real chance in the end.
Ward plays it forward for Nicholson. Goalkeeper's going to come and gather, and again, Smart wasn't too far away. Boston have got the chance here, haven't they? They've got 22 minutes plus added time to go.
They have, yeah. And for as good as Brackley were in that opening period, United have never have a better chance of getting a result here. I think they're a goal behind, but they're creating. Got Satona who's flying. Just need to get him into a central area really to look for something, but
Leak clears long. Smart can't win the header on the halfway line. Just going to drift out of play for a Brackley throw. They'll look to just take the sting out of the game a little bit more.
I think they're bringing a sub on. No idea who. They're not quite as visible with their illuminated board. Have they got quite a few options, to be fair? They've got quite a strong bench today. Jimmy Armson, another of that old guard that have been here many years. George Carline. Dan Turner, who was with Kelsey Mooney at Leamington last year.
Yeah, no idea who it is coming on at the moment. Throw for Brackley. Down their right-hand side. And a chance to maybe get the ball in the box. We wait for the ball to come in, but Richards wins it back for Boston and gets a free kick as well. He's tripped. Are we going to see that change or not? We are. Let's test our eyesight once again, Craig, although I have to say it maybe it's clearing up a little bit.
Jimmy Armson.
On for Dominic McHale.
Pretty simple in the end.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I was just having a look in the, it's the left-hand corner, really, far right left-hand corner, isn't it? That's where we're struggling to see, but it just seemed a little clearer. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you the action here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire in the FA Cup at the moment. Maidstone flying the National League banner, drawing with Barrow, 1-1. Morecambe, who knocked out Lincoln in... Morecambe knocked out Lincoln in the previous round. Look like they're going to knock out a second League One side in succession. They beat Wycombe by 2-0.
Apologies. Number 12, Jimmy Armson.
Can I say, I thought it was Armson coming on. Ball is with Richards across to Michael Boswick. Long ball forward from Boswick. Just too much on it, though. It's going to be an easy gather for the goalkeeper.
Well, it should have been.
Should have been. He
bounced off his chest again. Yeah. Let's hope his non-stick gloves carry on for the rest of the half.
Be good, wouldn't it?
Add a bit to the entertainment.
Yeah, 20 to play. Still Brackley 2, Boston 1 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Ball is with Sam Smart. Now Richards fires it against his man. Knowles lays it off for Smart. Can Knowles join in on this attack? Smart coming inside from the left. Plays it into the edge of the area. Ward lines up the shot, palmed away. And it's going to go behind, is it, for a corner? No, Satona keeps it in play. Trying to take on his man, trying to get into the penalty area. Back out now to Keaton Ward. Trying to find a little bit of space. Goes out wide to Dylan Hill, delivers the cross in. Oh, can't find Knowles. It's scooped away by Goodger. Still not properly cleared by Brackley. Nicholson puts Ward under a little bit of pressure. It's a lovely touch from Ward to Hill. And now Boswick once again. Satona helps it back, and it's a chance for Boston here with Ward once again played through. Chance for Smart on his debut. He's offside.
Didn't see the flag initially. I thought he'd skip through. He was going a bit wide anyway, wasn't he? But that was the chance a moment or so ago for Ward, wasn't it? Good save low down from Danny Lewis. Certainly being called into action more in this second half.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity, wasn't it? Well worked again from Boston United, who are really the side that is on top at the moment. Blythe have taken the lead at Rushall, 2-1 now. They've turned things around. They only had a goal deficit, but maybe it's the order of the day in National League North. Goodger left hook clearance.
Another sub coming for Brackley by the looks of things.
And now Boston with Smart in loads of space. Nobody's with him. Smart into the penalty area. Plays it across goal. Oh, nobody can get there. Hazel tries to retrieve it. Still fighting for it. Shot's going to come in. Oh, is that a penalty? No, it's a goal kick. It looked like the shot was going to come in from, I think it was Jimmy Knowles, was it? And it looked like he just had his legs taken away from him.
Well, he crumbled, didn't he? I couldn't see what made him do that, but again, sustained pressure from United. Sam Smart had an acre of space over on this left-hand side. Probably didn't really maximise it in the end.
No, you wondered whether he was going to get the shot in, didn't you? But he elected instead to play it across, and we're going to see another change here. It's going to be Cosmos Matwasa coming off, and on will come Tyler Little.
Yeah, and for me, that's probably a sign of how well United have done. Matwasa's playing, is a winger who's playing at wing back. Tyler Little, presumably coming into this position, is a full-back, so they've almost gone from an attacker to a defender in the same position, probably just to give themselves a little bit of added security, because United have enjoyed plenty of joy second half.
Yeah, Smart has come on, hasn't he? He's made a difference. So Little on, up against Sam Smart. He must feel like he's got a bit of confidence now, because his player who's up against has been taken off, so he must feel like he's having an impact in this game. And can he continue to have one as Dean comes into the back of Knowles? Ball kneed forward by Murren-Bedsy. Hill as well to get that one away. It's first touch for Little, plays it forward for the number 12 Armson. throw for Brackley. 2-1 up still. 16 minutes plus added time remaining. Ball played into the box by Brackley's number 9. Headed forward then, second time by him. Nicholson clears it away, taken down by Lilly, who got the scoring underway what feels like a lifetime ago at the start of the first half. 11 minutes in, but again, not really a player we've mentioned, is he? That's the goal.
No, not at all. It's been really good from United second half. I think the Nicholson goal gave them a real shot in the arm just before half time. We got 16 minutes of normal time to play. As, like I say, we saw Chorley take it deep last week. United have got to do the same this week. Do not let a third one in. Keep yourself in the game and see where it takes you.
Ball thrown into Jordan Richards. Plays it short for Keaton Ward. Forward pass now for Satona, but he gets dispossessed. One of the first times we've really said that in this game. He's been that good with the ball at his feet. Murrumbedzi plays it forward. Challenge comes in. It's a thunderous one from Michael Boswick. Richards just has to be careful. A few players just starting to slip again, aren't they, Craig, on the surface?
I think it's glistening up a little bit. Another freezing night on the way, but I think we're going to get through. We've got 15 minutes to go. Don't think anyone's going to want an abandonment at this stage.
No, here comes Leake now, out to the left-hand side to Brad Nicholson. Will he find a space to get the cross in? He does. It's a deep cross. It's towards the far post. It's headed behind. It'll be a Boston United corner.
Yeah, Nicholson onto his wrong foot, his right foot towards the back post. It needed heading. I think it was Goodger coming in over the top of Satona. Looked like he was a man involved.
They've taken it quickly. Ball played into the box. It was a decent ball from Satona. Leake was lurking. It's headed away by Brackley. Hill delivers it back in towards the edge of the penalty area. Nicholson fighting for it. Nicholson still trying to get there. And he wins a corner. Corner number 6 of the afternoon for Boston. It's been a much better second half performance. They've taken it quickly. Again, Keaton Ward now with it to Richards. Across for Jimmy Knowles. Looking to work a bit of space and get the shot in, and does, and it's an easy one though for the goalkeeper.
Trickled into his arms, didn't it? It was not a bad idea to work it out to him, get a shot in round the back, but didn't connect, did he? Didn't get anywhere near enough behind it. Danny Lewis went down in stages and was still able to grab hold of the ball.
Ball played forward by Brackley, headed away by Nicholson. Still 2-1 to Brackley here, but it's been Boston United dominating this second half. Just not able to find the equaliser. And it's a chance now for Brackley coming forward. A rare foray forward in this second half for them. And Armson wins a corner.
Seen nothing off Brackley really as an attacking force second half, have we? Boston have really taken it to them second half. Had some chances, but as I keep saying, don't go and concede now. Don't go and see it go 3-1. That's game over. Keep yourself in this game. Keep it going till the last seconds and see where it takes you.
Ball played back to Little, goes out wide to the corner taker once again. Ball played into the box, should be Gregory's. He punches it away, gets back on his feet quickly. Goodger wants to get the shot in, it's going to go over the bar.
Yeah, decisive
corner.
Goalkeeping from Cameron Gregory, coming to try and catch, couldn't, so punched, got reasonable distance on it. Brackley just having a little spell at the moment, not really been in the game second half, but still in the lead, still where they want to be. Another corner for the home side.
12 and a half minutes to play until we reach the 90. It's going to be O'Sullivan again to take this corner, right-footed in swinger. Corner count now level at 6 apiece. What can be done here in terms of Boston United defending this set piece? Ball comes in, it's flicked across the penalty area. Gregory's going to come all the way out. He can't gather it, he just clears it with his left foot up into the stand. Sensible thing to do there really from Cameron Gregory, wasn't it? Because nobody else was going for it.
Yeah, running out of penalty area, wasn't he? Couldn't pick it up, so had to kick in the end. United will take that.
So another chance for Brackley, this time with a throw. O'Sullivan trots across. He's gone from right to left to right. He'll be nice and warm anyway. Corner now, throw.
Left the big men forward, haven't they?
Yeah.
Although Lily has actually come back for this one now, just as I've said that. But Dean and Goodge are still up there. Long throw coming in.
Throw does come into the edge of the penalty area. Headed away by Boston. Satona goes to get it and then just hooks it on. Ward trying to win it. Second ball with Boston and Richards. And now Boston with a lot of space, and Sam Smart down the right-hand side. Oh, it's a heavy touch from him. And it'll be a Boston United throw.
And I think it was
a shame there, wasn't it?
Lily coming across and absolutely cleaning out the danger there for his side.
Ball is with Keaton Ward. Out to Smart on the right-hand side. Doesn't help when Smart and Hill are on the same side now, because they're similar stature, aren't they? To try and see either of them through the mist. Satona has it in the middle of midfield for Boston, just pokes it back for Leake, and now with Richards, played it into Keaton Ward. Hill's just making his way forward down the right. They play the ball to him. Is he going to work a crossing opportunity? He wins another corner for...
I think he's given handball.
Free kick, in fact, yeah. For the handball.
Block on the cross from Morgan Roberts, I think. Not tell you whether that was handball or what it was, but you could just see the referee's gesture that it was his sort of an arm above a head that blocked it. Set piece chance for United, 10 to play.
Can they go and get what would be in the second half a deserved leveller? Is it Satona again on the set pieces, I think, by the looks of it? Delivering it from almost the corner flag. Satona does deliver. It's a decent ball in. Oh, it's just behind everybody. Cleared away. Hill has to go and retrieve it. Out to Satona once again. Now with Hill. Lovely little back heel. Lovely little flick between Hill and Satona there. Satona trying to work the space once again. Plays it in towards the edge of the penalty area. Dangerous ball. Cleared away by Brackley. Boston just have to be careful here. But Jordan Richards has done really well just to get his body in the way. And Boston are playing some nice stuff in the second half, aren't they?
They are. They've had a lot of the ball. Certainly a lot more than they had in the first half. They're only one piece of quality away from grabbing some in here.
Nicholson has it. Smart makes the overlapping run. It's into Hazel now. Edge of the penalty area. Back to Keaton Ward. Now with Richards. Hill again on the right-hand side. Boston patient in their build-up. 2-1 down at the moment. Now ball played out from Hazel to the right to Hill. Delivers the cross into the box. It wasn't the greatest this time from the Boston fullback. Cleared away by Brackley. Boswick comes in, wins it back, and the ball's going to come back again, this time from Keaton Ward. Brackley supporters maybe getting a little nervy. Near a few murmurings from them as Smart has it on the left for Boston. To Ward. Out to the left-hand side to Smart once again. Sam Smart delivers the cross into the box, headed away, took a little deflection on the way through, which took a bit of pace off it. Leake then decides to put his left foot on it rather than head, and it just gives Brackley a chance now to go forward. Boswick slides into the challenge. Really good challenge again from Michael Boswick, who's just remained down. He's back on his feet now, though. Jordan Richards has it, halfway line. Boston 2-1 down here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. We've got about 8 minutes plus added time to go. Smart tries to get it past his man, but it'll be a Boston United throw, which they take into Ward. Now with Richards and Ward once again. Goes across to the right to Michael Boswick. Now Satona, lovely turn again from him, showing the pace again, and he's gone for something now. I'm not sure what it was, but it's out of play for a goal kick. I'm going to see
that dramatic, that referee signalling for a new ball.
That's what he's waiting for. I was looking back. I wondered what he was asking for there.
There's 2 stands behind the goal, and I think Satona's put it in between the 2 and into the cricket ground behind them, through that gap.
Which is quite a skill in itself. I can tell you Maidstone now lead Barrow 2-1. Could be the story of the FA Cup this weekend. Here it is, 6 minutes to play. Brackley 2, Boston 1. Goal kick for Brackley, headed up in the air by Leake. Richards heads it forward for Knowles, just flicks it on for Satone and chests it back for Jimmy Knowles, who plays it forward for Jacob Hazel now. What can he do? Satona now has it. Challenge comes in on him, but he's wriggled free, and he plays it out to the left-hand side to Nicholson. Nicholson, first-time ball into the box, headed away by Brackley. Cleared long, panicking at the back, maybe a little bit the home side. Not something you usually associate with Brackley, but Boston have put them under pressure in this second 45 minutes, and it's Leake who has it over the halfway line. It is all Boston United. Ward plays it forward now. Out towards the right-hand side to Hill. Delivers the cross in. Smart goes up for the header. It falls to Nicholson. Left-hand side of the penalty area. What can he create here? Nicholson chips it back in. Hazel can't get there. Cleared away again by Brackley. Over to the right-hand corner of the penalty area to Keaton Ward. He plays it into the box. Fires it against Jimmy Knowles, but Boston again get given the ball back by Brackley. Knowles has it. Knowles goes down, wins a free kick right on the edge of the D.
Yeah, good play from United. They've played really well second half. Yet to see a goal after half time, but maybe this is the moment. 86 minutes. Free kick territory. Just trying to think off the top of my head who might take this. Woods isn't on the field. It's probably going to be Keaton Ward territory. Brackley desperately trying to slow the taking down. Boswick to smash one maybe. He's put the ball up. Probably still likelier to be Keaton Ward, but
yeah,
Sam Smart's in the mix.
It could be anybody, couldn't it?
Who knows? We'll give it the big build up and it'll smack straight into the wall and everybody will move on with the rest of the game. But I think Gaz Dean's going to be booked for kicking the ball away.
And then it's just getting a little heated, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure what set this off, but the referee's too busy booking Dean and has not noticed there's a bit of a situation going on with the rest of the players, which he's now just trying to sort out. As we await this free kick then. The longer this goes on, the more we're giving it the build-up. But it's there's now a choice of three, isn't there? It's Ward, it's Nicholson and it's Boswick.
I think it favours the right footer, doesn't it? Rather than...
Just about, doesn't it? It's pretty central, but I'd say just to the left, isn't it? Probably maybe just a couple of yards
whether Boswick's just there as the decoy or whether he is actually going to charge and take it. It's going to be Keaton Ward, surely.
Well, can it be magic from the right boot of Keaton Ward to level things up for Boston United? Referee blows on his whistle. It is going to be Keaton Ward. He hits it low and it's deflected into the arms of the goalkeeper.
I wasn't far off with the prediction. It did hit the wall, but
yeah,
it got through, but never close to troubling a keeper of Danny Lewis's quality, sadly.
No, I thought he was going to try and curl it. I mean, it was quite close, wasn't it? One of those where you just get a good whip on it. Long ball from the goal kick. Boswick can't win it back, and it's a chance for Brackley right down the other end now. Played back across goal. Calls of handball against Dylan Hill. Not going to get given. Cleared away by Boston. Knowles lays it off to Satona. Can he find some more pace down that right-hand side? He's got Murrumbedzi with him. He's done well, Satona. He's held onto the ball and he's shrugged off Murrumbedzi like he's not there. He then gets taken out and wins a free kick. He's been superb.
He has been very good, hasn't he? Carried United's threat most of the afternoon. First half when they didn't create much from elsewhere, but second half as part of a real team effort they've created from all over the place. They just haven't found that second goal.
Chance for Boston to get the ball into the box. Hazel was lurking, maybe caught on his toes ever so slightly. Still Boston 2-1 down here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Gainsborough 2-1 down against FC United Manchester. Spalding 0-0 with Harborough in a battle of the top two. Satone has been taken out once again. Gets back on his feet. Makes his way forward. Leake has it for Boston. Now to Keaton Ward. In for Smart. Out wide to the goal scorer, Nicholson, scoring just before half-time to get Boston back into this game. Now Richards delivers a ball into the box. Another easy gather for the goalkeeper. Yeah. Boston don't really, in terms of game-changing options, they've got Keziah Martin possibly, don't you? But away from that, there's not really any game-changing options on the bench, is there?
No, it was too straight, wasn't it, from Richards? You could see what he was trying to do, but just into an area that allowed Danny Lewis to come out, collect. You just wonder if United have got one big chance left in them.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to be 4 minutes
4
added.
was it? I think, yeah, it's 4 or 5, wasn't it? No, I saw.
Well, the Murrenbeds is wearing 4, so I can't imagine them taking him off. So I'm presuming that'll be the added time. We're still a minute or so away from that, but...
Dylan Hill goes long. Another one for Jacob Hazel to chase after. Goodger comes across. Hazel just puts him under a bit of pressure, so it will be a Boston United throw, which Hill's looking to take. Plays it into Hazel. Played back to Dylan Hill. Easy for Boston United. Easy for Hill. Delivers the cross in, left-footed. Goes over the head of Smart. Comes to the edge of the penalty area. Hazel knocks it down. Still not cleared by Brackley. Panicked clearance. Now falls to Satona, edge of the penalty area. Ward out wide to the right-hand side to Hill. He looks to deliver the cross once again. Still not properly cleared by Brackley. It is, and Hazel gives away the free kick.
I don't think it's going to happen for United, is it? They've thrown absolutely everything at this second half, but they're just going to pay that price, I think, for 2 really soft goals early on in proceedings. 11 and 15 minutes, giving yourselves a mountain to climb, aren't you, if you concede twice early on. And been a really good response, but and they're not out of it just yet, but looking odds against them at the moment. 4 minutes added.
Final change for Brackley as well. We're going to see George Carline, from the Solihull man, on for Morgan Roberts, I think, who's coming off. So Little just going across from right wing back to left wing back.
Substitution for Brackley Town coming off the pitch, number 14, Morgan Roberts, coming on.
Can Boston find an injury time level? It was injury time heartbreak last week when they dropped 2 points. Can they gain one here with a late goal? It's going to be a Brackley goal kick. We're in 4 minutes of added time, although we're going to play a little bit more now because that's about 40 seconds of it gone with the substitution.
Well, if we're playing last week's rules, it'll add about 2 minutes on.
It's a throw for Carline to take, just come on as substitute. And number 2.
He has got a long throw. He thrown it straight out of play, hasn't he?
And what's the referee given here? I'm not sure what he's given here.
I think Nicholson caught the ball. I presume he's given handball. I think Nicholson thought the throw had gone out of play and it was still in play. So it is a free kick to Brackley.
Yeah, so I assume, yeah. Or is it? Yeah, he's given a free kick, hasn't he? So Sullivan, he's got it. They're just going to try and play it into the corner. There's the big pylon in the way, so we can't see what's going on down there. Cleared away by Boston. Back to Carline, who just lets it run out of play once again. Brackley in no rush to take the throw. Carline with a long throw once again. Ball goes out for a Boston throw this time. And they play it across to Michael Bostwick. Is there going to be, as Craig mentioned, one last chance for the Pilgrims? Played well in this second half. Out wide to the right to Dylan Hill. To Satona. Now with Keaton Ward. Leak looking to come forward for Boston. Plays it in for Smart. Out to the left to Brad Nicholson. Nicholson delivers the cross in. It's a dangerous one towards the far post. Hill was lurking. Satona's going to try and sprint and keep this one in play. And does he get tripped up? He does. It's a chance for Boston, this.
He definitely got tripped, and he doesn't want to take this too quick. Let your big man get up there. Bostwick, Leak, Nicholson. Satona's out there to take on his left foot.
Yeah, they're not sending Cameron Gregory up.
I think the only man they're not going to send up is Dylan Hill. Smart and Ward are going in there. Gregory isn't, like you say. Last chance, surely. 40
8 minutes.
48 and a half minutes nearly by the time it's taken.
Satona delivers it low. Smart tries to flick it in. Oh, it's just gone wide of the post. I think it was Jacob Hazel, was it, with the final touch? Or was it Jordan Richards, maybe?
Yeah, it's not Hazel. It's Richards, like you say, yeah. Would have been a story against his old club, but I'm pretty sure that's probably got the job done for Brackley.
That was the chance, wasn't it, maybe? So that's going to be defeat for Boston United on the road. And here come Brackley coming forward, just trying to keep hold of the ball. Satona slides in. It was a tired-looking challenge from him, though. Now with Little on the left for Brackley. Boston trying to defend, and Little's just played it out of play. So will there be one final chance to get the ball long?
We're just over 4, but there was the substitution, so...
Which I think probably about another minute and a half on. And the referee happy for play to continue here. Bostwick goes up to win the header. It comes back to Keaton Ward. Ward looks to play it long. Hazel trying to get in behind the defence, and foul's given. And that will be that. And it is defeat then for Boston United on the road. It was a difficult first half for the Pilgrims, going 2-0 down in the opening 15 minutes. Zach Lilly with the first goal. A right-footed finish from the edge of the penalty area into the bottom left-hand corner. The second came not long after, 4 minutes later, in fact, when Morgan Roberts found a little bit of space in the box and drilled it low into the bottom right. Boston got back into the game just before half-time when a Brad Nicholson finish at the far post. They challenged Brackley in this second half. They had opportunities but wasn't able to find that equaliser. And unfortunately, defeat for Boston United, but second half was a lot better than that first.